I was counting my kids and I noticed that I was missing one. When it hit the 2-hour mark, I realized, okay, we still haven't found him. All I remember doing was literally falling to my knees and crying.
If you're looking for a winner, looking for a 10, looking for supreme, looking for a queen, just roll with me. If you're looking for a winner, looking for a 10, looking for supreme.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another day with Shay. If you're new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But if you're OG, if you're part of the Greenwood gang, what it do? How are you, boo boo? Okay, so y'all, today I'm back with another story time. I look a little orange. I just accepted the fact that, you know, I may be Trump cousin because I'm orange. Like, I'm literally orange. If you do not know, my name is LaShay.Greenwood and I am the owner, founder, and CEO of The Main Attraction. We sell all natural hair care, skin care, and body care products. So if you want to grow your hair, you want to get some glowing skin, we got you covered. So the link will be on the screen, LaShay.Greenwood.com, also in the description box, so be sure to go check us out. Y'all, okay, so I'm back with another teacher story time, baby. And for this one, I need a drink. Like, I'm getting hot reliving this teacher. So I'm gonna take y'all back to my very first year teaching. I was actually student teaching, so yeah. Okay, so from when I was actually student teaching, it was my very first year. I say my first year, but whatever, y'all get the point. And I don't want y'all to get confused, because to me, when I say teaching, anytime I was in the classroom, I consider teaching. Like, even as a TA, you're a teacher, okay? So like, just know, I don't want nobody to get confused, but I consider teachers' assistants to be teachers too. Like, they're not official teachers. Like, of course we wouldn't get paid like the same as a teacher, but you do just as much work as a teacher. Kindergarten. And if you don't know, like, at our school, we take the kids on field trips like twice a year, right? We have to take the kids to the museum. This kid was Louis, y'all. So went on a field trip to the museum. The museum was a pretty big museum, and there were 4 classes that went, right? So 4 classes that went, and then I think we had maybe 3 parents total that chaperoned. We had this one student, he would always run out of the school. Like, literally, he's gotten in trouble for running out of the school. Like, running out the school. I need to get that thing fixed. Dang. So on this one particular day, well, actually, after he got in trouble, I don't know if he was diagnosed with like ADD or ADHD. I don't know, okay? But it was something like he couldn't sit still. Even in the classroom, he would just be like hopping around. He was a very hyper kid. I think we left around 7:30, 8 o'clock that morning on the school bus. And usually he sits at the, it don't matter where he sits at on the bus. It truly don't matter. Y'all don't need to know. Y'all don't need to know all the details, do y'all? Anyway, when we got there to the museum, everybody was, you know, we split the kids up into groups. Let's say Patricia wanted to volunteer, and it's so hard for me to be explaining stuff. We only had, okay, I'm just gonna tell y'all this scenario. There are 4 classes, right? There was a teacher and a TA, right? So the teacher breaks the students up. We had 25 kids in our class. So the teacher gets what, 13, and then I get 12. Same for the rest of the teachers. And the parents, we only had 3 parents, so we did not have a parent in our group. The other 3 classes, they had like 1 for each group, and because our class was the smallest, we had 25. The other 2 had like 27, 29 kids in their class. So of course, you know, the parents went there. So of course, and I don't know why, but Lewis was put into my group. And once we decided that, I just immediately, I was like, oh gosh, okay, here we go. Because it's like watching him. It's like when you watch, you have to focus so much on this one student. Like, he takes up so much of your attention and time that you can't really focus on the other kids, because you got to make sure, like, he doesn't go jump off a cliff. Okay? So he was in my group, and then we all split up and we went around like the museum. I remember, and the last time I seen Lewis before I lost him, y'all, the last time I seen him, we all took a bathroom break. I took all the kids to the bathroom, and I said, you know, okay, girls, y'all go to the bathroom. Guys, we're gonna go 2 at a time. and then we'll wait right here. I remember, and when you're on field trips, if you don't know, teachers have to do like a periodic count of like the kids to make sure they have everybody. And I think I had did the count like once before I took them to the bathroom. So I took the kids to the bathroom, and I saw Lewis go in the bathroom, right? He came out. I did another count to make sure there were no kids left in the bathroom. I had everybody. I had every single body. I had all my 12 kids. I don't know at what particular point he took off and left, but it was outside because we have a playground. It was like a maze slash little play area outside the museum. So once we finished the tour, that's when I started to do the count again, because I'm like, okay, we're about to get ready to eat. We're gonna go all outside and we're gonna play, and then y'all are gonna eat. So let me count, make sure I have everybody. So while we were outside, I turned around. I was like, something just told me count the kids, like count your kids. So when they were out there playing, I didn't get up, but you could see like the teachers who were all sitting under the little shade tree or whatever, and I was just looking. I was counting my kids, and I noticed that I was missing one. The playground isn't that big. There were maybe like 2 slides and a couple swings, and it was just a big open field for them to play in. So I count again, and I noticed, I'm like, I'm missing one of my kids. I only have 11. I counted again, and then something told me like figure out who the missing kid is, and it took me a minute. Why, I don't know. I could have fucking guessed. So it took me about 3 minutes. I'm looking, you know what I'm saying, and then I noticed that Lewis is not in our group. He's not outside at all. So if y'all could have felt the amount of rush adrenaline that's going through my body, like at this point, it's crazy, because kidnapping is like, I feel like there's so many predators nowadays that kidnap kids, traffic kids, and all this stuff, even little boys. I know it's more so girls, but they take little boys too, even if it's for something like, you know, organ harvesting or whatever they do. Y'all, if you're a parent, you know, like, I don't have kids, but I have like younger family members, and it's kind of like when you're in a store and you turn and you don't see your kid anywhere near you and you freak out. That's exactly how I felt in that moment, because I'm responsible for these kids while we're on a field trip, you know, even though I created my own class rules of like, if you get in trouble, you ain't going on no field trips, baby. You ain't got class training, you ain't going. But he went. So you know that rush when you're looking and you can't find a kid, and your heart starts racing. I mean, your mind starts racing, your heart starts pounding. It's like you can hear your heartbeat in your ear. I start calling his name. I'm like, Lewis! And then I run out to the playground where the rest of the kids are, and I said, where's Lewis? And then no one knows. Y'all know kids usually, teachers, y'all know, like, kids usually know where the other kids are. Nobody knew where Lewis was. They hadn't seen him. They don't know where he was. And so I asked to make sure, which I know he did. I said, did he come out the bathroom? They said yes, he was out of the bathroom. Like, he came out the bathroom, which I already knew. And so I go back to my some other teachers, and I say, I can't find Lewis. And they're like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Because like I said, he's ran out of the school, like literally the school building, like a couple times. He's just a handful, okay? And I only got 2 hands. You need about 3 or 4 with Lewis. They get up, they start counting their kids. They have all their kids. Then we count mine again, because I'm like, I ain't no math teacher, baby, but the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. I only have 11 kids. I'm supposed to have 12. Where's the other kids? So once we realized, you know, everybody's screaming, Lewis, Lewis, I'm running around here, y'all, like a crackhead, okay? I'm running around here because there's other schools here as well, right? And with other schools, you have other parents, and there's just regular people in general who go to the museum. Losing a child is the worst feeling ever. That's one of my biggest fears, y'all. Like, my biggest fear in this life is losing a kid, or a kid that I know, or kids in general getting kidnapped. You know, that's my biggest fear. Even for myself when I travel, like the fear of getting trafficked, stolen, kidnapped. That's my biggest fear. That's one of my biggest fears, because I just can't explain the feeling. I just can't explain the feeling. So at this point, the teachers all they call their kids. They say, all right, y'all come line up. I line up my 11. Every teacher lines up their kid, and they just stay there. Now I think it was about, let me see, there's 4 of us total. So me and my teacher and then one other teacher, we're all gone. Like, we're all gone to look for Louis. Then the 3 parents that came, they went to help. No, 2 of the parents that came, they went to help us as well. So it was like 5 of us total. Yeah. And then one of the parents, she stayed with the other teacher, and she just kept them there. And I think they were outside like eating or something. I went to look through the playground, wasn't there. Bathroom, wasn't there. Up the stairs, like the museum was like a 3-story museum, two or 3, I don't know, but it was a pretty large museum. I went in every room, baby. I'm like, what? Who that used to do that? Lick Kim? I was literally searching high and low for this kid. So it got to the point where I'm getting scared, y'all. Like, so I said, okay, we can't find him. We don't see him. It's time for us to, you know, call the police or something. We had to call the police, call his parents. They were like, no, don't call the parent. Before you do that, let's see if we can find him. Because I can't imagine a parent, you know, getting a phone call saying, hey, we've lost your child. We don't know where your child is, and we're on a field trip. They had security at the I think they had like 1 security officer at the museum. He came and he looked. They did an all call at the museum. Louis, please report to the lost and found, or whatever the freaking place was. I don't know. I was so zoned out. Like, all I could hear was my heart beating and me breathing. Like, literally, it was so traumatic to me. We looked for Louis for 3 hours. 3 hours. We looked for Louis for 3 hours. I cried my eyes out. When it hit the 2-hour mark, I realized, okay, we still haven't found him. We still haven't found this kid. Like, this is somebody's kid. This is somebody's kid. And this is my student teaching experience, you know. This decides whether I can get certified as a teacher or not. Like, you can't fail student teaching. How good would it look for me to have a lost kid on my... It just wouldn't end well. So security came. We had workers come help us. It was about, I say, like 8 to 10. It was about 8 to 10 adults who were helping us look for the kids, and nowhere. We looked for 3 hours straight. Then randomly, a teacher, we'll call her Miss Bumblebee. Miss Bumblebee ended up, she said, okay, let me go, I'm gonna go check the bus, which is the last place because it's hot as fuck outside. It's hot as fuck. So I'm like, there's no way that he would be on the bus. He's not on the bus. There's like 5 freaking buses here, so what's the chances that he would even be on the right bus? That's the thing. We rode in 2 buses, so she went to check our bus, and I mean the first bus, and she checked everywhere. He wasn't there. He checked the second bus, which is the bus that our class was on, and she said she called his name. He didn't say anything, and she was almost getting ready to leave off the bus. Then she heard something move. Like, she heard something hit the floor. I think it was like a book bag or something. I don't know. But she said she heard something hit the floor. And so she got back on the bus and she looked under every seat. She was calling his name. And guess what the f he was? At the back. He was literally at the back of the fucking bus. She says that he hopped up talking about some, you found me. He was like, either you found me or something like that. I was mad as when I tell you I didn't say nothing to Louis for the rest of the week. I did not talk to Louis for the rest of the week. Okay, that was so traumatizing to me. But anyway, she like literally she grabbed him, and all I saw was her bring him around the corner, like back to the to where we were, because we're still looking. And I was standing kind of by the playground in the front door. So I was standing there, and all I see was her like grabbing his arm. Y'all know how y'all mama used to grab y'all arm like this and make y'all walk. Like, he was walking like he was walking on his tiptoes. The man was, while he was floating, he was walking on his tiptoes. She had him by his arm, and she was walking so fast, and all I remember is just dropping to my knees. Like, all I remember doing was literally falling to my knees and crying and thanking Jesus. I was like, thank you, Jesus. That's all I could say. All I could say was thank you, Jesus. I didn't know whether I wanted to cry or, well, I did cry, cause but yeah. And then I looked at him, and he's fucking smiling. all happy like, baby, who decided that we was playing hide and seek? Y'all, that was the most traumatic, that's one of the most traumatic experiences that I've ever had as a freaking teacher. I got a headache thinking about it. It's just, it's different when you know, parents trust you with their kids and then you lose the motherfuckers because they want to go play. And so the main teacher is screaming at him so loud, like, why would you do that? Who told you to walk off? Don't you ever leave out of our sight. Do you know people are getting, these kids out here getting took and you want to go play? And he's laughing at first, then he kind of stops smiling and realizes that we're serious, and like, you don't just do that. You don't just do that, baby. Wait. And so I look at him and I didn't even have the words. Like, she had already got on him so bad. Like, I was just looking at him and I stopped crying. I wiped my tears and I got up and I was just looking at him. And I knew he knew I was disappointed. Like, I don't think I was just disappointed. That's the thing. I was angry, I was disappointed, I was upset, because baby, teachers, comment down below if you ever lost a kid or thought you lost a kid or had a similar experience, or your worst, tell me your field trip horror stories as a teacher, please, because oh baby, after that I was over field trips. After that. Literally over them. I was over them. Did end up calling the principal when the student was lost. Like, before we called 911, like, and before everybody went looking for him, we called the principal and she was panicking. She was like, okay, if y'all haven't found him in so and so long, well, just keep me updated, basically, is what she was saying. Just keep me updated. And he didn't get in trouble or anything, of course, because what's trouble? He did go in the office. We called his mom, let her know what happened, and you know, she was just like, oh, okay, you know. And yeah, but yeah, y'all, that's my story time of the time I lost Lewis. And yeah, so yeah. All right, y'all, that wraps up this video. Comment down below if you would like to see more teacher story times. I am so excited for, like, to tell the rest of my stories about my teacher journey. I'm super excited to start vlogging, travel vlogging, filming challenges. Comment down below what type of videos you would like to see. Don't forget to shop LaShay.Greenwood.com. And as I always say, you could have been anywhere but you chose to be here with me, and for that I thank you. Always remember to take it easy and love yours, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.